Live from Los Angeles, welcome to Good Morning LaLaLand. I'm Dr. Erin.
Hi, I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jessica Mollier, co-host of Good Morning LaLaLand, streaming to you live Monday through Friday on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and now on Twitter. We are America's first live streaming daily talk show. That is, we're celebrating.
Woo! Right?
Everywhere.
Absolutely. That's right. We've got a great epic show in store for you for Thursday Thoughts. We're going to break down how we manifest via universal law.
Wow.
We're going to have a little girl talk with the founder and creator herself, and we're going to have 3 inspirational conversations with an American country music duo and the creators of Daily Soul Sessions.
Ooh.
Right?
Full show.
Full show.
Rob is surrounded by gorgeous blondes this morning.
Like I said, you can never have enough of a good thing.
Amen to that. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
How are you guys? We are so excited that you're here. Obviously, you know, soul sisters from the beginning, creators of the Daily Soul Sessions, and I mean, girl boss, girl talk network in the house.
Talk.
Nice.
Sister.
Perfect. So I want to know, how do you start your day here on Good Morning LaLaLand? We'd like to know what your morning routine is. I know 3 of you have children, but what do you do specifically for yourself?
Well, that is a loaded question, but I mean, and we can get more into it, but for being moms, it's all about routine and all about taking a few moments for yourself before your kids get up.
Yes.
So it's not easy to hear, but you got to get up like 30 minutes to an hour early, and you just need to take some time for you, whether it's journaling or reading your daily soul session or doing those moments to just get your day started mindfully. So what about you?
Gosh, I need that advice for when I have kids. So I'm not a morning person, sorry guys, but I'm here up early because I love this show so much. I block off my day until 11 actually. I wake up, I meditate, I wake up to like a song that's gonna let me start my day. Today it was Rihanna, yesterday it was Beyonce, Lemonade, but I meditate, I get outside, I live by the beach, so I get outside, and then I kind of decide how my day is going to go, and I write a letter to someone and thank them for something that they've done in my life. And then I don't get on my email, I don't check my phone, sometimes, and then it just sets your whole day off wrong. So I really try not to get on electronics until 11.
Important.
Love it.
Yeah, I love that. It's so important to start your day with intention, and that's one of the things I love most about these books that they've created for the mama and now for the every mama. Is really important to start your day, whether you're a mom or woman or man, whatever, with intention.
Yes.
I wish you had had those books when I was pregnant and a young mother. I was like struggled with my consciousness at that point in time. So yeah, so important, such important work.
It
Absolutely.
really is. That's how the Daily Soul Sessions came, us struggling with a little trying to keep a hold onto ourselves and take a moment for ourselves, and it's been a really fun journey.
Women supporting women. That is the theme of the day, right?
Right.
Well, I can't wait to have more girl talk with you all later in the show.
For sure. So what's going on, you guys?
Boy, another day. I feel
Another day, another dollar.
I feel really good today though, right? The sun shines out. I feel great.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you?
Okay, so I have to say that last night I decided I was going to work most of the night. So, you know, I had my computer out, had some tea, had some food around. And I don't know if you guys are anything like me, but I tend to like go on YouTube to the beauty, like natural ways of doing X, Y, and Z, right? So I have these age spots, you know, I'm getting a little older and I've got these like sun age spots. And I thought, I'm not going to go get lasered. Let's see what's on YouTube and what they say and how to deal with age spots. So I go on there and of course there's like a zillion things. And there's, you know, some common denominators. So they said you want to basically get onion juice and apple cider vinegar and put it on your age spots. So I thought, okay, I have a juicer. I'm going to work. I'll just juice a little, work a little, put this on my face.
So you juice some onion?
So I juiced some onion.
Wow.
Right?
I can honestly say I've never done that.
Not only is my entire home like reek of onion, but then I decide, you know, so it's on my face, and then I'm like, well, I'll, you know, sleep with it on my face. So now my bed smells like onion. I still smell like onion. My hand still smells like onion.
So what we'll do for beauty, I did that one time too. I read that onions are a great detoxifier, and there's this old Aztec tradition that you slice a red onion and you wrap it to the bottom of your foot. And supposedly it like draws out all the toxins. My bed and myself, I smelled like onion for like 4 days.
Right.
But it worked.
Did it work?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, placebo, nocebo, whatever. I think the onion was a miracle worker. And Erin, your skin looks fantastic.
It does, I will agree.
I think you have to do it for like, you know, a week or two. So I've got the little like thing, and so now my bathroom is reeking of onions. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
What's the craziest thing you've ever done for your self-preservation and beauty? I mean,
I can't touch any of that. I can't honestly touch any of that. I have used, I will say this, I have used Preparation H for eye bags.
Oh,
That's
such a
There you
good
go.
That's an industry,
There you
yes.
industry secret. When I
Industry
was
secret.
modeling, I mean, we all walked around with tubes of Preparation
Yeah.
H. It like takes away the pop. The problem is though, makeup does not stay on, so don't layer
That's true, yeah, you gotta-
makeup on it.
That's a good point. Also, I've used Pampers under my arm when I'm shooting sometimes.
Sure.
Yeah, to prevent myself from,
Right?
like when you're gonna have a real long day. Because it's like, you'll be drenched, and I'm a guy, I sweat. So,
Got like diapers.
yeah, they're like, man, the whole cast did it,
Yeah.
so yeah, it was fun.
It's not easy. This doesn't happen naturally.
You
Sorry.
don't wake up like that? Come on,
It's a
Beyonce.
lot of effort.
It's a lot of effort.
Where you guys pull it off, you make it look effortless.
That's right.
Oh, well, thank you. I washed my hair for the first time in 7 days today. I had gained about 5 pounds of dry shampoo, and I thought, you know what? I think this is too much. We're going to have these gorgeous blondes in the house. I think I'm going to have to bring my A game today.
Right? We're definitely like having to, like, it's when we first started the show, it was like all of us were regimented every single day. So now we're like, if we can save 20 minutes,
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
it's a big part of your morning. So it's like we're coming up with all kinds of hacks to like.
That's so true. That's so true. That's a very good point. I'm at 3:15 now. There's no way I'm going beyond that in terms of waking up in the
And when
morning.
he says 3:15, he means he wakes up at 3:15
Right.
a.m.
I'm not. So whatever it takes for me to wake up no earlier than that, I'm doing.
Right?
You're
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we've all had to make some adjustments to our routines, but the best adjustment I've made is setting a daily intention, is having a mantra, right? So I still take that. I'm tapped in, go for it, Rob.
Tapped in, tuned in, turned on.
Amen.
Yes.
I go for that every day, and you know, I take a note from Lori Harder, and she always says I'm healthier, wealthier, sexier, more fit, more fabulous today than I was yesterday. So I'm waking up with the Preparation H under my arm, which is not more fabulous, more sexier, more fit, but you know.
I love in LA that we all have taglines. Like, so what's your tagline for your life and for yourself? We want to know. So if you comment below, let us know your tagline for yourself,
Yeah.
right?
Ooh.
That's
That's a good
clearly
point.
your
I have a
tagline.
theme song. I say I have a tagline, but I have a theme song that runs over in
Oh,
my
really?
head.
What
Yeah.
is
What is it?
Just I have like it just depends on sort of the week.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, so
Tell
right
us.
now, I'll be honest with you, the
We
Wild
could make
Thoughts
some-
song
we could
is stuck
have-
in my head.
We have some
But
serious jokes right
yeah,
now.
oh my god, so many. But like American Gangsters in my head sometimes, and it's like, it just depends on the week.
Oh, yeah.
It just gets lodged in there. I'm like,
Man, I'm all T-Swift. Look what you made me do, right?
that's a good one, that's a good one. It is a good
Living
one.
by that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I love that. So you guys, let's take a little break. When we come back, we're going to actually dive into how we manifest via universal law. Because each day, you know, I wake up and I go, I love this show. I love what we do. I love our guests. And it's important, you know, that we're staying true to our principles.
Yep.
And like you're a positive psychologist and a reporter for entertainment. And it's important that we teach what we love so much so we stay on principle, because we're mainstreaming consciousness here is really kind of the point, and we're bringing positive vibes to news and to LA and to the current events. It's not just La La Land. La La Land represents the dreamer, the good doer inside each and every one of us. So stay tuned, and we're going to be right back as we understand how we are manifesting 24/7 with zero effort. Stay tuned.
I'm Jasmine Lier, co-host of Good Morning La La Land, and in case you missed this live, this was This Week in La La Land. I've got my co-producer, Victoria Simone, and on Monday we had Asante Cleveland of the LA Chargers. What? We made Grown Men Cry with Kirsten Collins, and on Tuesday we featured Lost Property Bar in Jeremy Lake. Wednesday we celebrated the Day of Love with Sophie Rose, Pink Lipstick, and Bogavia,
Beauty of the Adriatic. Our girl Alison Marie Ragusa came in.
with a special Love Beauty box. We love you, Alison Marie Ragusa. We had Kelly Noonan Goras, filmmaker of the Heal documentary. And on Friday, we had Burrell Wilkes III, who really loves his life. Of course, we danced it out with Ricky Rebel.
His hit track, Boys and Sometimes Girls. Thanks for tuning in to This Week in La La Land, guys. Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in to This Week in Focus. My name is Victoria Simone, and I'm a producer here at Focus TV, which is America's first video streaming talk show network. And today I have my favorite girl helping me out, Jasmine Moye, co-host of Good Morning La La Land, and let's talk about This Week in Focus. So last week we had the season 3 premiere of What's Good, hosted by Amy Pathrath and the amazing Justin Walter. We had the Alyssa Goodman Show and
the series premiere of Reshape with Allie Landry.
We also had Good Morning La La Land, who was on your show.
Asante Cleveland of the LA Chargers.
What?
Hot. Jeremy Lake of Lost Property. We also had Terry Briggs with Success Beyond Beauty. Kelly Noonan-Gores of the Heal documentary, and a very special Love Beauty box by Bill Gavia. And let's not forget we made Grown Men Cry with Kirsten Collins, and we danced it out with Ricky Rebel.
Thanks for tuning in to This Week in Focus, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
1, 2, 3. Look how cute we are.
We're so cute. Andy, aren't we so cute? Andy, don't you love us? Bless you.
Sorry, my sneeze is so aggressive.
Wow.
Somebody has Monday vibes, and it's not Monday. Asante Cleveland of the LA Chargers.
What?
Hot.
Alyssa Goodman Show. Who cares? I don't fucking know. We're just clicking all day. I will not allow that.
Cheers. On Monday, we had Asante
Cleveland. And you're with Victoria.
I'm with Victoria. What the F is my problem? This is it. We're close though. Cheers.
Cheers.
Live from Los Angeles, who doesn't need a good laugh on a Thursday? We have some incredible women in the house. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Oh, that was just so insane on point.
I don't think it was an accident.
We have singers back there, you
Taking this
know?
on the road.
So, in talking about manifesting and Thought Thursday, I'm wondering if there's anything you do to practice manifesting or mantra in your lives.
You know, for me, yoga is a huge part of my life and staying sane, especially with little kiddos running around. So I've been kind of diving a little bit into more Kundalini yoga, which is all about mantra and just connecting that brain and heart and sound. So that's something new that I'm diving into, which has been really exciting.
Yeah, so I actually do a lot of incantations and soul cycle. If you're next to me, you might hear me screaming out, I am powerful, I'm amazing. That's really been my biggest help, and then just keeping like a positive thought loop. That's my biggest advice for that.
Any mantra, Kara, that goes through your brain every day?
I would say just doing goal setting and trying to journal and just get all those positive thoughts out there so you can use them every day.
What about you, Ladybug?
It is a muscle for me, and so if I find myself even going down a negative path, I just stop right where I am, wherever I am, and say something positive and get my day back on track.
Isn't it crazy how mean we can be to ourselves?
It's meanest. We're a bunch of mean girls all the time. It's awful.
But to ourselves, which makes no sense. So it's just about choosing a positive thought in that moment. And it takes so much effort, but you can do it. Like, you can stop yourself right there and choose love. You can choose joy in that moment.
It's so incredible that you have two amazing sisters that can help you do that. And if you don't have two amazing sisters, you can look to somebody like Sarah at Girl Talk Network and get the support you need, because really it's about, you know, bringing each other up and supporting women, right?
The universe works in an incredible way because I'm obsessed with this woman sitting on the couch with us. I follow her on Instagram, and I want to come to all of her events, and now you're here.
I know. I already feel like I have sisters. That's why I started Girl Talk, because I love women power, and I wanted sisters, so I created my own sisterhood. And I love that I'm sitting here with you guys.
Oh my gosh, see, talk about manifesting. She's manifesting sisterhood right now.
And we manifested Sarah sitting next to us on the couch.
And I manifested all of you.
That's right. Super excited to get back there and talk with all you guys. I can't believe that they literally did not know that they were coming on. They didn't know who else was on the show today, so it was a real surprise.
It's the
for
vortex
everyone.
here, I'm telling you.
It
it's
is the vortex.
We're hashtag community powered around here.
Right, and we love that you're doing Kundalini. I'm a big Kundalini fan. So amazing. Hence, I'm in white today. Didn't plan that one out, but yeah.
Right, works.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, so Thursday Thoughts. Today is all about manifesting. How do we manifest via universal law? So this is kind of like, has been my, you know, obsession for many, many years, hence Doctor of Divinity. And, you know, some people, they write and they go, what is manifesting? How do I manifest? Why does it take long? Why can't I manifest what I want? Because a lot of people watch The Secret, they know what the law of attraction is, and yet they're not being able to manifest what they want. So let's break this on down.
Break it down.
I have a question straight off the top. When you say manifest by universal law, what does universal law mean?
Sure. So First of all, let's define what manifesting is. Manifesting is basically our individual use of the energy of this world, right? So, if you take a perspective like we're actual spiritual beings and we're actually directing consciousness and directing energy and forming it into things and circumstances in our experience of life. So universal law is kind of like the rules of life. If we say there's physics, right? There is an atom, there's this, there's whatever. These are the rules of how life works, how we direct energy. Does that make sense?
So it's kind of like how to make things happen through your thoughts, words, and behaviors.
Right, correct. So we first have to know that you're manifesting 24/7 all the time. People think, I'm gonna manifest today. You're manifesting all the time.
You can't
that you're such a powerful spiritual being that the instant that you even consider your identity, consider the way life is, consider anything, you actually set universal law into motion.
So is that why when you're having a bad day, things just keep getting worse? Like one thing goes wrong and then the whole day is shot?
Right, yeah. So universal law is informed via our feelings. It's actually informed via our beliefs in our soul. Like even to consider that you're an individual separate than the universe has you experience being separate.
Yeah, it's so interesting. I think part of the challenge and the opportunity for me is that I now realize that when I'm observing something, I'm participating in creating it and recreating it. And that also what I perceive within another or what I perceive within the circumstance, I strengthen within myself. Right?
Wow.
Makes sense?
Yeah, they say like life is the ultimate mirror of your consciousness.
Yeah,
so you can just look and go, every single person is telling you what you're manifesting. The entire world, everything. And we should know that consciousness is not just your individual consciousness, it's collective consciousness, it's cosmic consciousness, which is all really the authentic self of who you are.
So explain that a little bit, Erin. So what's the difference between individual consciousness, collective consciousness, and cosmic consciousness?
Yeah, it's a great question.
Yeah.
So individual is, for example, I can have the experience of however I relate to this moment, right? That's an individual consciousness. How I relate and how I feel instantaneously. If I like something or don't like it, I instantaneously experience a positive or negative experience. Collective consciousness is more what we call race consciousness, right? So you can know that there's different consciousness. If you go to a city, one city versus another city, there's a different vibe. There's an actual different.
That's so true.
Right?
Yeah, you can feel it.
You can feel it. And then cosmic consciousness, for example, is like this iPad. So somebody created this iPad, right? It went to the factory. Like Steve Jobs had the idea. Then it went to the factory. They made the iPad. And then how does it stay in form? No one has to sit here and go, I'm going to keep creating it, right? That's cosmic consciousness. Cosmic consciousness is gravity.
Wow.
It's keeping things in form, but it is a consciousness.
Is there a way of affecting cosmic consciousness?
It's called karma. So we can't just instantaneously recreate gravity, right? It's something that's been created over trillions of years, or the instant that the universe was created. So can we recreate that? Probably not. But we can slowly, impact.
But what goes around comes around.
That's right. So it's a cause and effect.
And you can
universe.
certainly guide the way in which you relate to it or with it.
Right? So how do we manifest? So we manifest via our soul and our beliefs. So how do you create something? If you don't like what you're manifesting, what you're demonstrating in your life, you've got to release those limiting beliefs. So that's the number one thing. Number one thing is to awaken and realize how much you are creating your life. Secondly is to reprogram. So you've got to reprogram your subconscious mind. So that's when the gals in the back are talking about starting your day off right, affirmations, positive psychology, whatever that is. So reprogramming. So there's so many different ways of doing that, as you know, in your field, right?
Yeah, and it can feel overwhelming because you're like, man, how am I going to reprogram 30 years of programming that I've received from society or from my parents or from whatever, the church? I'm a firm believer that you only have to worry about the one thought that's in your head now. That's the only thing that you really have to heal or reframe or pivot from. Just kind of what's happening right now. You don't need to go all the way back into the past and reprogram all of those crazy thoughts or experiences. You just reprogram or heal or pivot to something more positive as it comes up in your life. Does that make sense, right?
That makes sense, but I think for me, I have more than one thought in my head a lot of times. I feel like I'm more in battle with myself. Maybe that's the Gemini in me, right? So I've got like the light voice speaking and the mean girl voice speaking that are constantly like at war with each other. So when you say recognize that thought in the moment, it's hard to do that and focus on one single thought?
So that's why, and I love that, Jazz. It's such a great point. So for me, I think part of it is, there's two options I see. If I were to simplify it, I'd say it's telling a better feeling story, period. And not trying to like fix the thoughts, just tell it, or dropping the thoughts altogether and just sitting in a space or existing in a space of presence, of full presence. Some people call it practicing the presence of God, but it's letting go of all the stories and all the thoughts and just being in the moment. You don't have to think anything. You don't have to do anything.
But that may be some of the controversial stuff of positive psychology. People think I can just change my story and I can just think positive things, but they haven't gotten to the core of what's having them have that trauma. It keeps coming up. It keeps like the weed. It keeps coming up. I can pull it, but it's not getting to the root. So it just depends. It depends on if you want to, how deep you want to go. If you want to go into the subconscious.
And part of the challenge, and you're absolutely right, and that's the beauty of therapy, right? Part of the challenge with that is that the core is endless. I mean, so let's say that I go into my core and I'm like, oh, it was all a result of this experience that happened when I was a child. Well, if I were to continue to trace that, that was based on something, if it was my uncle that abused me, now I have to go back in his, and it's endless. And so I do think, and I completely agree with you, that understanding itself is healing, so just understanding. That being said, at the end of this day, you still have to come around to finding a way to tell a better feeling story based in truth about who you are, what your life's about, and where you're heading.
So you can manifest what you want, but what can you actually manifest?
Yeah, it's a great question. So the universe doesn't know the difference between a penny and $1 billion. Obviously, there's a lot more.
I do.
There's a lot more.
Me too,
there's a lot more energy
Jess.
and a lot more effort that has to happen to manifest $1 billion. But the universe doesn't know the difference. The universe just says yes. That's all it says. So how do you manifest? You have to also know that there's many laws of physics of universal laws. So there's a law of growth. So say you wanted to become a ballerina dancer. You can decide that and you can be on that, course, but you've got to do the rudiments, you've got to develop your muscles, you've got to do whatever. So there are things that cause, you can manifest some things instantaneously and other things you've got to have the law of growth. So it depends. So for example, a lot of times people will say they want to have a successful business, or they want the right relationship, or they want whatever. But the issue is that they are creating that out of a lack, and so they're not creating from a pure thing. So the best thing you can do is to have your subconscious and what you want to manifest in alignment. So when they line up and there's no resistance between the two, that's when you have easier manifestation.
So I love that. And so for me, because I'm not a doctor of divinity, so you've got a couple levels on me. Head start on me, but I would say that for me, the way that I think about it is reminding myself that everything that I'm really seeking is already within me. That I am the source. The source is within me,
sure. And
then that resolves the rest of it for me. But I think we all find our different ways or paths to getting to that understanding.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, I think that you have to look though. If I'm wanting to manifest something and I'm having a hard time manifesting that, what is that? It's clearly a limiting belief. So yeah, and in reprogramming that limiting belief, you're also awakening that what you just said, the innovation within that creator, that almighty spiritual being that you already are.
Yeah,
so yeah.
And I think a lot of it too requires some degree of faith and realizing, and what you said so beautifully earlier, which is that you're manifesting all the time, and that if you look at your life, even the worst life is mostly filled with really positive, beautiful, happy, abundant things. I mean, the sun comes out, regardless of whether or not you were thinking in the right way. You continue breathing, your heart is beating, and all these wonderful things are happening. You got food today, and you have friends. So if you really look at it, even when you aren't thinking in the most positive way or an intentional way, things are really working out well for you.
The universe is definitely always working for your highest good, but it's always also working for your awakening. So if you're having resistance, it's like school. It's like, this is showing you where you need to grow. It's pretty cool.
And the challenge is, and I love this, Erin, the challenge is not to get so stuck on what's not going right or what's going, quote unquote, wrong in your life that you forget to go back inside to kind of resolve it.
But I think that again, and just to play devil's advocate, because I think it's good to play devil's advocate here. And I think that we have to know that if there is a place where your life feels stuck, where you do feel down, whatever, that's the divine sign to say you're not living your truth. So instead of going like, oh, I'm just going to focus on the positive and be grateful. No, this is coming up for a reason, because you got to handle this. It's something is not right.
I wouldn't. That's a great question. I have to think about it from that perspective, Erin. It's a really good point. I mean, for me, it's not. That's anytime something's not going wrong in my life, the opportunity for me is to dive deep inside and recognize what is going right. And for me, that shifts the outer picture. So every time I do that, every time I find that peace and that happiness and that love inside, even if I'm not intentional about how I want to resolve the situation on the outside, there's something that happens, something divine, that completely transforms and resolves that situation for me.
That's good.
But
each person is different. That's the unique thing, is that everyone gets to use this energy in this life unique. And for one person, just shifting to gratitude works. And for another person, you know, they can be in an abusive situation and go, all the gratitude in the world is not going to help the situation. Or I'm, you know, not being able to put food on the table. I can sit and having gratitude all day long, but I've got to do something about the situation.
But I have a question in that, because if you can't figure out how it feels to manifest what you want, right? So how it feels to be out of that abusive relationship, because you don't know, you can't identify with that emotion, or what it feels like to actually have the food on your table. Can you manifest that out of a place of gratitude? Because that's, for me, it's like,
I don't think so. I think it has to be a shifting in the soul of a limiting belief that is out picturing into those circumstances of your life. Personally, I think gratitude is a great way to get energy flowing and realize that you do have abundance, and that it is literally just taking and directing and going into the abundance that would, you know, direct you in that direction. But
and I completely see and appreciate and honor your perspective, Erin. It's a really beautiful way of thinking about it. For me, you know, I would say it slightly differently. I would say that yes, you can, and that you already know that feeling, because that feeling is simply gratitude. So for instance, like before I wanted to publish a book, I had no idea what it would feel like to publish a book. Or before I had a TV show, I had no idea what it would be like to have a TV show. I had no idea. But I did know what it felt like to be at peace, and to feel happy, and to feel like I had enough in my life, or that I knew that feeling. Even as a child, you know that feeling. When you get a toy or you discover a penny on the ground, you know that feeling. So it's just tapping into that feeling, and it doesn't have to be a specific feeling about, oh, what's it feel like to have $5 million as opposed to 10 million? It's just, what does it feel like to be full inside?
Right. And it is one and the same, because if you can tap into that feeling, like you said, that's literally tapping into the truth, and the truth actually releases limiting beliefs also.
I repeat to myself every day, I have been and I always will be everything I need to accomplish my goals and fulfill the desires of my heart.
Boom. And gosh darn it, I'm good enough. And
Stuart Smalley, SNL.
Right. So on that note, let's get back to the real experts of the house back there, Girl Talk and the
Daily Soul
Sisters.
Sessions.
That's right.
Yes.
We've got so many experts here today. So let's take a little break. When we come back, we're going to dive into the back studio and dive into these four inspirational stories. Stay tuned, you guys. We'll be right back.
I am your host and producer, Alex Worley, filming inside Focus TV's West Hollywood studio. Welcome to Empowerista, a show dedicated to highlighting female trailblazers and empowering you to turn your barriers into breakthroughs.
Hey guys, I'm Amy Paprath.
And I'm Justin Walter.
And this is What's Good, the show that's dedicated to positive, uplifting stories from all over the globe.
Welcome to Good Morning La La Land. I'm Dr. Erin.
I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jasmine Moye.
And we're making history as the first live streaming daily talk show.
This is where all kinds of shit happens.
Monday through Friday, we are going to be streaming to you live, Los Angeles, at 9 a.m. Pacific time on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Alyssa Goodman Show. So Kelly, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Alyssa. This is so fun.
I know.
What's up, Rose girls? I'm Jessica Carroll. Today we're gonna have so much fun because we have fitness personality Katie Austin.
Hey,
we're
thanks for having me on.
With
Cheers.
Katie Austin.
I love it. It
Cheers.
feels like a Saturday.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Millennial Life. I'm your host, Laura Odegaard, and today we are joined by the very beautiful former Miss California and now a TV host, Natasha Martinez. I'm so happy that you're here.
I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
You are tuning in to Slay with Rachel McCourt, and I have a fabulous guest
In studio with me is Liza Glukoff. She's just been named executive producer of programming at Awesomeness TV. I mean, no big deal, but huge. Hi.
Thank you. Hi.
Are we so excited right now?
We are so excited.
I mean,
Thank
we
you for
have
having me.
roses, we have perfect lighting, we've got some Spa Girl vodka in case we get a little crazy.
Hey, Dr. Erin here, teaching universal law and spiritual truth, having a conscious conversation in the heart of Hollywood. And I'm honored to have the guest today, who is Christina Pascucci, who is amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's an honor to be here with you. I so appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Jenna Barnett with Millennial Mom on Focus TV. And today I have Jennifer Yen here today to chat with me about all things mom related. So you actually started your career as an actress and you were on the very famous TV series Power Rangers, right?
Yes, I used to fight them as my first career.
You're watching Beige Bay TV. It's fitness expert and your Beige Bay Edwina Chia. Ladies and genticles, Tiffany Angulo. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. You know, you're my Beige Bay of the week, not only because of your nationality, but because you just seem like the girl who does it all.
Hi everybody, I'm Allie Landry and welcome to Reshape TV. I have created an online platform, reshapelive.com and Reshape TV, to provide a place where women can learn from the very best resources for those of us who are striving to reshape our lives and live an optimal, healthy lifestyle.
Hey LA, I'm Gwen Lane with the LA Girl, and I'm here with Liz Hernandez, former TV host at Access Hollywood and now the founder of Wordiful. So excited to hear more about that. Liz, thank you so much for being here today.
Hi Gwen, thanks for having me.
Hi everyone, it's Michelle Gillette, life coach and host of the Spotlight series on Focus TV. And joining us today is our dear friend, Shalini Videra.
And thank you for having me.
Of course.
I'm so happy to be here.
You're the perfect person to be here because we love anything that is, women helping other women, women empowering other women.
Hi, I'm Janica. I'm here with Focus TV for my segment of Fearless Females. And today I interview Doriana Richmond. You're gonna love listening to Doriana. Not only is she beautiful, but she's so heartfelt and she has created this amazing jewelry line called Stone Simple. Hi.
Oh, thank you for that introduction.
Yeah,
wow.
Of course. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Hi, and welcome to Everyday Game Changers, the show that features people giving back to their community. I'm your host, Annalise Getz, and today we are joined by Rolanda Watts. Rolanda is a stand-up comedian, she's an actress, she's a television personality, and she is a philanthropist, which is why she's here today. So thank you for joining us, Rolanda.
Thank you for having me. A joy to be here.
Today on Moms Matter, we're going to talk about money, 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 something that we all struggle with and we need help with, and that's why we have the fabulous Winnie Sun, who's here with us today.
Aw, thank you.
Thank you so much. I know you've been on MSNBC and Forbes, and you are the money expert.
Hey everyone, welcome back to a new magical episode of Soul Reboot. I am your host, Allison Charles. Please welcome and meet this powerful divine queen whose name is Daphne Wayans. I am so happy to be here with you.
I'm so honored to be here.
Back live from Los Angeles. Welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We are so excited to have Girl Talk editor and creator Sarah Pendrick. How are you, gorgeous?
Good. How are you guys?
Fantastic.
Thank you for having me. I'm the biggest fan of Focus. I love Andy.
Oh, yeah.
This show is just amazing.
Well, that feeling is mutual.
Right?
you.
Your work is amazing. Love
you.
watching it all.
Thank you.
So, as the founder and creator of Girl Talk Network, what was your inspiration to create this community?
So my inspiration, it's grown a lot since I first started, but I've always been really, really passionate about helping other people. Like I said, I didn't have a sister and I always wanted one, so I wanted to create my own sisterhood, my own tribe. Women can be so bad to each other. I just wanted to create this space where if I make it, that means you make it. And just like really helping each other and talking about the struggles and the success. I've dealt with trauma in my life, and it wasn't until I created Girl Talk that I started talking openly about it, because I think that the women that were behind me gave me permission to do that. So I wanted to create this tribe of women and these events where we all talk about everything that's going on in life, so that women and people don't feel alone.
Right, you say, I wanted a place that any woman could go and feel safe, empowered, supported, and know that they're not alone. Yeah. And I think it's a big epidemic in our culture right now. We are so connected via social media, and yet we feel so alone.
Even more alone.
Yeah.
I just think, and that's another thing on my Instagram, I'm really honest. I talk about the bad things, not just the good things. For a while I started off just talking about the bad things, then it was my own limiting belief where I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm on Good Morning La La Land, or I just did this interview. Like, I look back on interviews that I didn't even share because I had my own limiting belief, and then I'm like, I want to share it all. I used to just feature other women and their like amazingness and their struggles, and I didn't really talk about my own. Now I'm like here being honest and sharing, and I just think that if you are 100% genuine and sharing the good and the bad, you can really make a difference on social media.
It's powerful.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your platform. What is it like if someone comes to your platform? What do they do?
So we have a bunch of different things. We have our events, which Focus has covered, and I'm really grateful for that. But if you come just to the community online, it's really sharing my story, other women's stories, everyday struggles, opening the conversation. Like, I'll get on my phone and post whatever I want to post, what I'm feeling in the moment. And that's really what I...
Some of it right now while you're talking. Keep going.
Oh, yeah.
No, you can keep going, but I just want to...
Yeah, so it's just a place to really be ourselves, but also learn little life hacks and tips and tricks, because I think if you figure it out, then go out and share it so you can let the other person figure it out. If you have a secret, don't keep it a secret. Tell them, this is what I did to get here, and I really like covering the journey.
You know what I've noticed, though, in a lot of my communities of women is that once they figured something out, right, they don't want to share their secret.
Yeah.
Why is that, and how do women overcome that?
Yeah, so I think it comes from a lack of thinking there's enough for all of us. I think it's just this competition, and especially on social media, it brings it out more. But when you get into the mindset that there's not enough to go around, you want to like hold on. Like, I figured it out, and I'm going to hold on to it because I don't want to lose it.
It's a scarcity perspective.
Yeah, exactly. So it's really like, I want to give more, and if more people are doing this makes it even bigger for me to be able to.
And we just create more opportunities in doing that.
Exactly.
Wow, it's so powerful. I remember I had a friend once, and he was talking about he wanted to create a show, a TV show, and somebody else was asking for ideas, to create their own. So he started giving them ideas, and then he held back for a second and thought, I don't want to share all my best ideas. And then he said, well, and then we talked about it a little while, and then he said, if I write it from my heart, and I write about what I most love, it'd be really impossible for them to do the show without me. Yeah. And even if they did, it wouldn't be the same show.
Right.
And so I love that, but it does require sort of that abundance mentality about things. Exactly. And how did you develop that?
I mean, it was a work in progress. I definitely will be honest, before I started Girl Talk, I kind of had that mindset. And then I just realized, like, why do I think like that? Why am I not like coming from abundance? So I always think about, why am I feeling this way? And I just started like realizing it was a lack of not thinking that I was enough, being scared, not knowing my value. So every program that I create, I'm the first student of it. So I just became a student of all my programs before I released them. And I just really created like, no, abundance makes the world go round and makes it so much better. And like, if I'm providing value and being genuine to myself, then they can take whatever I'm doing, but it's still not me. So that's where you create your value.
I just love that. Byron Katie has a pretty famous expression. She says, every piece of advice I've ever given was really meant for myself.
Yes, exactly.
Right? And so powerful. What are some of the pieces of advice you would give to people that want to do something similar to what you're doing?
Yeah, so my biggest thing is, if it's an event, just book the date. Literally, I was in PR and marketing, and I wasn't even done with my contracts yet, and I booked the first date, April 23rd of my first event. And then all my contracts, I feel like it was the universe, just happened to get up at the same time, so I didn't renew them. And then I spent that 3 months planning my first event. And so my advice is to be true to yourself and book far out and believe in yourself. Look to the people that are doing what you want to do. Don't listen to what everyone else is doing. Like, if I want to start a show, I'm going to come to you guys and ask Andy and ask you guys, like, how did you guys do that? So go to the people. If you want to be in a relationship, who has a successful relationship? So I just say go to the teacher and listen to what they have to say, and then take what you like from it and make your own part of it.
I love that. We were talking about how you're in a mastermind, and how I think that's one of the common things in a mastermind is to do something that's really uncomfortable, like booking an event, like where you actually put that down, you announce it, you whatever, and then there's like all this stuff that comes up, and we call it, we're talking about going through the wall of fire. Like, you know when you're going past your belief system, when you get to that place where you're freaking out or things are falling apart in your life, maybe even you have a loved one that gets sick, like you'd be amazed at the amount of bizarre things that happen when someone's going through that wall of fire. So what has that wall of fire been like for you?
Gosh, I mean, it's up and down. The mastermind has already really changed my life. We were talking about that because you're surrounded by 25 people that are on like the same journey as you. As soon as I left the mastermind, I was on this high. I was so confident about the next level, and then the next week you hit that wall. And I just have to remember that when I'm about to break through that wall, I'm gonna get those fear and that doubts, but that means I'm so close. Just one more step.
It's always darkest before the dawn.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
They talk about going up, if you're climbing the Himalayas, right? The hardest part is the very top, and you know, but you're so hardest part, right?
I wonder, what have you learned about yourself in going through this wall of fire?
I've learned how strong I am, and another thing that I've learned is it's okay not to have all the answers. I think, like, especially when I first started my first event, I was like, what if I stutter? What if I mess up? And now I'm just like, whatever, I messed up, I said it. I just learned how just being genuine, and it's okay not to be perfect.
Sometimes I think lots of us, I think people connect even more deeply when they feel that relatability and they see that you're not perfect.
Right.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Has that been a challenge for most of your life, would you say?
I would say it's so funny to think back. It just shows how much you grow when you break through those walls of fire. In the beginning and the first half of my life, it definitely was, but now not at all.
Yeah.
Like, of course, I mean, I'm not perfect, and every day something happens, but no, I don't even think about it. I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to share.
So where can people find you?
So they can find me on Instagram at Girl Talk Network, and then our website, girltalknetwork.org. That's where all our events are listed. I have a community online on Instagram. We're going to be releasing a new program soon, just all these amazing
Right. Well, we have to take a little break, but what, you have a few events coming up, is that correct?
I do. So I have an event, it's far away. I haven't announced the date, but it is in September. So just keep up with updates on Instagram. But then I have a new program and a little guide coming out in the next 2 months that I'm really excited about. Just life hacks for women and all of us sharing our stories to really help each other.
Well, we're going to have to invite you back to the show to
Yes.
talk about
Yes.
these life
Yes.
hacks
Oh my
in this
gosh.
new program
Yeah.
next month. We'll be back with more Good Morning La La Land. Stay tuned. Welcome to the Focus TV studios in West Hollywood. I'm Jasmine Moyer, host of the Focus TV network show, LA Unscripted, and co-host of America's first live streaming talk show, Good Morning La La Land. This is the Focus Magazine preview show and an exclusive sneak peek. Today, I have the privilege to announce the March 2018 issue of Focus Magazine, and we're calling it the Influence issue, featuring amazing personalities making a difference in our local communities. On the cover, we have singer-songwriter and host of Chasing Glory podcast, Lillian Garcia. I had the extreme honor of both interviewing her and writing a feature for the magazine on Lillian. She's truly an influencer on so many levels. Joining her on the cover is my spiritual influencer and co-host of Good Morning La La Land, Dr. Erin Haskell. And with her is a true professor of influence, Amanda Russell. Also featured in this issue, we have the constructional chef, Scott Harris, executive chef from the Four Seasons Hotel right here in Beverly Hills. Byron Thomas and two members of the Focus TV family and dynamic duo of lifestyle influence, Janet Gunn and Melissa Myers. Also in this issue, we feature Lauren Everts, the founder of the Skinny Confidential, hello gorgeous, and the candle makers Elise Fratto and Maylene Weber of Leone Candeli, which is of course right over there. And Cynthia Abbey Naked, who I interviewed for my show LA Unscripted, and she is the founder of a great piece of functional jewelry from the Coley Collective. We also have a celebrity chef, Serena Poon, and her new product, Just Add Water, and a series of 4 mom influencers from our millennial mom herself, host Jenna Barnett. It's all influence, influence, influence in this issue of Focus Magazine. Get your copy today on newsstands or online, and be sure to watch our companion video features as well, because we are the only magazine in the country providing a robust video complement to our print features. I'm Jasmine Moyer, coming to you from the Focus TV studios in West Hollywood. Thanks for watching. Welcome back. We are live from Los Angeles with Good Morning La La Land and the three beautiful soul sisters and authors of the Daily Soul Sessions.
Yes.
Welcome to the show. Good morning.
Good morning. We had to get all your names straight. You guys are like the Wonder Woman twins on whatever.
And they're all so beautiful.
Tattoo our names to our foreheads.
Right? Well, yes. Casey, Cara, and Kate.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. So Kate and Casey were twins, identical twins, and then our older sister Kara. So yeah, it's fun to be here.
Wow.
You all had babies like at the same time?
Yeah, we did. We have, there's 6 kids under the age of 4 between the 3 of us.
Wow.
So,
It's a busy time.
Your parents are like, gee.
Yeah, they're like, don't come over for another
we need to sleep.
But you could have a really awesome basketball team or half of a football team.
Right. So it's so much fun, and they all sing. So we're musicians, and we like are forcing music on.
Fun. I just want to say that your books are they're adorable, and I wish I had had them when my son's 22. So I wish I had had those books when I was,
Well, that's why we ended up writing them, is because we wished
They existed.
They existed, because so many books are just about the science of being pregnant, and your kid's the size of a lima bean, and you're going to expect stretch marks this week, and you're like,
and you won't be sleeping, and blah blah.
what about me? Let's stay mindful, let's stay soulful, let's come back to ourselves a little bit.
Yeah, talk about programming. You're going to experience this. Well, maybe I won't.
Right.
Like, yeah.
And becoming a mother is such a momentous change in a person's life that you have got to hold on to you, or it's all out the window. And so that was really important to us, to creating this book that gives moms a chance to have a consistent and short daily practice of just being mindful and staying true to yourself.
Because they really don't talk about it. Like, if you struggle a little bit with pregnancy or being a mom, with the grind of it, you're not allowed to talk about it. It's like this taboo thing.
Oh no, but I still love my children. There's always this qualification.
Yeah, and that's what I struggled with. I couldn't find a place to talk about it, and so I just started. I lost the music a little bit when I was pregnant, and I started writing these soul sessions, and I sent them to Kate, and she said,
Right.
This is exactly what I was looking for.
Yeah. I don't think people realize how hard it is to be a mom until you kind of come out of that first couple years or something. Like, how's that struggle? But how have you guys been able to manage your talents, all this? I mean, writing a book and having a little kid, like, what?
And music.
Well, you guys were talking about the wall of fire earlier. Sarah is so
inspiring. I know.
Oh my goodness. I think when we got married and became pregnant, our priorities switched, and we no longer were touring with music and doing all the things with music, and that was a wall of fire for us.
Yeah.
That was a, what now?
What do I do now?
Oh my goodness.
And not thinking my life is over. Like, it was getting through that break of, I've been so focused on this career path, this dream of music. Now it's kind of ended for a minute. Is my life over? And no, I mean, look at what happened next. So just staying as genuine with yourself and staying as spiritually focused with yourself so you can take the next journey, because there's always another step. No matter what is happening, there's always the next adventure.
I love that in the press for the book, you say you're an artist of a new life. That's so incredible. As an artist, to be able to create that life beyond just creating music, it's so beautiful.
I mean, in a way, pregnancy is the most creative time ever, because you are creating a brand new life. And then when you step into motherhood, it's shaping these kids. We are their first role model. So if we don't teach them how to dream, how to go after whatever they want, how to stay in the moment, work hard, and choose joy every single time, I mean, who will?
Oh my gosh, your children are so lucky. So what was it like growing up with 2 twin sisters?
It was awesome and amazing. We were all in music growing up, and so it was really fun to get to do it all together. And we never felt, people always say, did you feel outshadowed by your twin sisters? And never. We've always had a very close, wonderful family relationship. So.
Well, and family is really important to us, and we want to, with our tribe of mamas, we want everyone to feel that we're all a family. I mean, family is so essential, a sisterhood, whether or not you're blood or not. It's so important. And so we've loved going on this new adventure with Kara, because it's a sisterhood, and it's great.
I love that there's sisterhood in motherhood.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
And the fact that you were all on that journey together at the same time.
It's been the biggest blessing. Well, and motherhood can also be super lonely. You're surrounded by so many children, but you feel so
alone.
Isolated. Especially in this early stage. Maybe it changes a little bit as your kids grow up. I haven't gotten there yet, but
There'll be a new book for that.
Is there anything you didn't expect from this journey that you didn't expect from motherhood?
I would say the feeling that sometimes you're really bored, and I hate that word boredom because I'm like, that. Well, then you're just lazy. Like, go out and do something. There's a million books to read and a million, but when you have these little kids that, or they're playing with this one toy all day long, and they need you to keep putting it back.
Do you watch the same show like 50 times? And you're like,
exactly.
Shoot,
And so those
Barney should be shot.
No more Caillou.
So those nitty gritty moments, but being honest about it. Like, yes, it can be boring. It can be lonely. That's why we have to do the work, and you have to have these like little things in your life that are just for you. Because one day they will be gone and grown, and you're still that same woman inside. So.
Well, just so you know, my son's grown up, and all the stuff that you're telling your kids now is going to come. You're like, oh, they actually were listening. They heard So I'm so proud of you, ladies. I mean, this is such a huge blessing to so many people. I'm just thank you so much for all of your work, and I'm sure it's coming forth in all of your music and lyrics and everything else, I'm assuming as well.
It's given our music a new life because we're working on a lullaby record, and so there's just all these new paths that come from following your heart. I mean, we self-publish these books. That was another thing. Like, you got to do all of that research and figure it out, and you're just so proud of yourself when it's done because I did it.
Yes.
It's another baby.
So we can do it.
Right?
We can do it.
You can do whatever you want.
And you can own the content that way too. The words don't get, manipulated and changed in order to just.
Because you want to be as authentic as possible, right? And sometimes when a whole bunch of people get involved, it starts to
Right?
Absolutely.
Well, we're going to take a little break. We come back. Guess what? We're bringing back Sarah. So let's take a little break and stay tuned. We'll be right back. La La Land. I'm Dr. Erin.
I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jasmine Moyer. Monday through Friday, we are going to be streaming to you live, Los Angeles.
America's first live streaming daily talk show.
At 9 a.m. Pacific time on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
And we have a sexy show for you today.
We have got Will, Leanne, and Gabe in the house. Let's go back there. Hi!
Talk to 4 beautiful, intelligent, conscious women. Clearly, I was miserable the entire time.
She has a TV show similar to your guys.
Ellen.
Yes!
Yes!
The little peck, come on.
I feel so bad for Jess.
We're live to it for the people viewing.
For the people.
Wow!
M-I-C-K-E-Y-M-O-U-S-E Club Mickey Mouse.
We definitely were not prepared today, and it was.
I'm okay on, but the other half completely.
We are streaming to you live Monday through Friday on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Happy holidays.
It's gonna be a
Good morning, La La Land.
5, 6, 7, 8. We are the Mouseketeers, and we proudly wear our ears. We mousin', we mousin', M-I-C-K-E-Y-M-O-U-S-E Club Mickey Mouse. Good morning, La La Land.
You're just so much smoother bringing it. Welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. Caught us in the middle of the conversation. We're continuing the conversation. And right before the break, I had a thought, and I've noticed that one of the greatest challenges, I think, particularly for moms, is guilt.
Yeah.
And so how do you help moms work through the guilt piece so they can do the things that are right for them, that allows the kids.
Yeah. They're just such better moms when you do things for yourself. You get that moment to focus, that moment to have your dreams, and then you start your day with a focus on gratitude and happiness and bring magic to them.
Well, and I mean, we said it before, but I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. We are our kids' first role model, period. We're the ones they look up to from day one. And so if we're not going after our dreams and teaching them it's important to do what your soul wants you to do, no one else is going to teach them that until they're too old and they're already damaged and all this stuff. And so don't feel guilty when you're doing your yoga practice, because they're watching you do this and they're learning, I need to do that too.
Don't get a photography course.
Yeah.
Or any.
Or your relationship with your husband is really important. So you go on a date night or you take these trips. Like that teaches your children how important that is for their life. And so don't feel guilty.
I love that. It's so beautiful. That's something that my mom and my sister and Erin, I've heard from, all these fantastic moms. They say essentially, kids don't do what you say, they do what you do.
Exactly.
And if you're wanting to teach them anything, teach them how to be happy.
Yeah.
Right? And I think, but it's a big challenge, because I know that, the guilt piece is just hard to let go of sometimes.
It's real. You got to deal with it.
Yeah.
But it's worth it when you do.
And it's like everything you guys have been so beautifully talking about today. It's all mental, and it all starts with changing your thought process so that it can change the way you feel inside. And it's just a choice, and you choose it again and again and again.
Sarah, how do you deal with that? I'm sure you have many different ages and different, moms and non-moms and divorcees and all types in your group, right?
So I'm like so inspired listening to them. I'm not a mom yet. I actually just did the egg freezing journey, and I shared it really. I shared it really openly on my channel because I just want to take control of my future, and I want to be a mom. I'm just not ready yet, but you guys are the best moms ever. But I think just sharing things like that, and I mean, they just inspired me for when I am a mom. And I just think, just like you said, like people listen to what you do, not what you say. So I love that. And just even if you're a mom, you're divorced, just sharing your stories really creates inspiration and sisterhood. So that's why I like to create a place to share.
That's cool.
Awesome.
So important.
What do you think is the greatest skill or practice in your life?
So for me, it's my morning routine, and it's getting up 30 minutes early, step one, or an hour, start with 30. Step two, drinking a giant glass of water that sits by my bed, so I just make myself hydrate right away. Number three, I read my daily soul session so that I can have my day start at a place of mindfulness. And number four, I take the rest of that free time and I either do some yoga, or I journal, or I just, pray or meditate or set some affirmations. And if you do it every day.
Setting the tone first thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you said, you don't even book anything till after 11 a.m. and I can't wait for that. Half the time it's like 7:45 in the morning, and we're like, it's only 7:45 in the morning.
Erin, Jez, and I would like to say that, but that would mean no show. So
you know what? This is going to add to my routine. I can watch Good Morning LALALAND. Just get right.
Well, every time could be different. Yours could be 8 a.m. Nothing till 8 a.m.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And I'm sure there's a lot of moms out there that are like, sorry, I'm not waking up a half an hour early. Like, she's crazy. I need my sleep, blah, blah, blah. But I don't think until they actually try it and commit to that they know the benefits of that. So
you got to get the cobwebs out. You got to get the to-do list and all the mess inside your brain, whether that's by just journaling or whatever. You got to get all that out of your brain so you can get to the good thoughts and the inspiring thoughts and what's waiting for you.
And so that you're in control of your day and your day isn't in control. I mean, Kara is an early riser, a very early riser.
It's really hard to go, but you just do it.
I love it. Well, we love all of your work. It's so in alignment with what we are really having to showcase here, which is incredible, inspirational, real stories where we're struggling still, but we get to still manifest what we are here to do, which is live our highest and greatest life. So thank you so much for all your work.
Thank you so much.
Good Morning LaLaLand, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and now on Twitter. All right, let's get good morning on. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Good morning, LaLaLand! So good. Oh my God. We're done though. Okay. Let's go get lunch.
The bass just kills them. Yeah, good morning. Somebody wants that.
Good morning,
Can you imagine if that was her alarm? You'd like shoot yourself.
I'm like, I'm not gonna remember that. Forget it. I'm going back to bed. That's terrible.
Denver. That's where she lives. Yeah.
Well, sunny.
To Nashville and then now back to LA. So yeah. And what's over out there?
Super strong.
You guys always this positive, happy energy. Yes, it's awesome.
Our mom is the most positive person you've ever met. Nothing negative. It's like she's on a different vibrational level. I mean, like, almost like she's on her way